We're either creating, maintaining, or destroying. That's the three ways of creation as we know, okay? You're either creating it into existence, or you're maintaining it, or you're destroying it. So everything in a relationship, how you know for sure you can actually predict a relationship will not work is by how much each person is destroying it by what they're creating and focusing on within the relationship. Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited to know the truth with you. How are you today? What's your question?
My question is, yesterday with the fires in LA, I felt very disempowered, and I typically will, I know that I'm the creator of my own reality, and also I'm with a partner who's a realist, and he wanted me to prepare. So in my preparing with a bag and valuables and all of that, I felt like I sank my energy and I felt uneasy all day. And I think my question is like, how do I participate in life in the real, 3D, but also knowing that I create my own reality because I felt like I lost all my power yesterday.
Okay, got it. So I just want to clarify because you're saying that you felt like by the power of your mind, you could say the fire is not going to come to us, and you felt like you were giving away, like that would be a disempowering thing to if the fire came to you, that would mean that you weren't using the power of your mind. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I just feel like I sank into uh, what my boyfriend's reality is
Got it.
because
Okay.
because I was letting him lead
Okay,
the
great. Mhm.
experience.
Okay, so one, just taking a deep breath in. I recognize right here, right now, the perfection of and the opportunity out of the kind of, you could say, struggle at some level within this relationship. And one, addressing, do we have the power of mind to change the flow of a fire or not? Yes, we do. However, we also know that there may be a collective consciousness and the cosmic consciousness and the consciousness of the fire that is more powerful than our consciousness, right? So that's why we come together in powerful collective prayer and stuff for prayer, right? If you had the greatest, most powerful consciousness ever as a master, maybe you'd be able to open the seas and change the fire. And I'm not saying you can't, okay? So the answer is yes and no, right? It's like people want one answer. It's actually both answers because yes, your consciousness can create, and yes, it can, change the course of something. But we have to know also it may not be as powerful as the collective and cosmic and fire, whatever's going on, right? Okay. So there's that. There's something else going on here, which is succumbing to the way that your boyfriend wants to do it. So we have multiple different things. And as they say, insanity is collapsing it all into one thing. And being sane is able to uncollapse it. So, actually, what my goal is for you or anyone that's listening is to take a problem that happens in your life and be able to uncollapse what's actually going on. So, we've got one thing over here, right? We've got another struggle of the way we handle it with somebody. And so, this is actually the opportunity to birth more of our truth. Okay. So we have to kind of shelf the different things. Okay. So, yes, about praying, does it work? Yes. Does it always work? No, because it may be in the highest, order for it to actually do exactly what it was doing. Right. So we have to trust that the perfection of that. But how we handle it, right? That comes to another thing, which is with the boyfriend. And the boyfriend may handle it different. And that's where the birthing out of that gets our truth of what are our standards, what are our policy and procedures. So out of that, right, learning, hey, I do or don't like when my partner or anyone tells me I need to do it without coming to an agreement upon or whatever it may be, right? So in that, which one do you want to take first? The feeling like you can manifest the future of the fire, or with the boyfriend?
I think I understand the fire one completely. And
Great.
yeah, I think that one, I really got that one. Yeah.
Great. So
It's the,
what was it about the way it was handled or what happened for you to obviously not be in your power, which we know, and I know you already know this, No one creates our emotions. It's impossible. The meaning that we place on what does or does not occur with the conversation with a boyfriend, right, is actually creates our own emotions. So what was it that you liked or didn't like, or that you placed a meaning upon it that had you experience discordance within yourself?
I think it's that I normally would be more centered and go create something in my office and basically know that I'm going to be good. I know I was going to be good. And at the same time, I felt like he thrives in emergencies. So when he felt like strongly it was an emergency, I I gave in to that experience. And in the prepping, which took all day, I didn't do anything that felt creative for myself or felt thriving or felt like I was alive. I really was in a uneasy feeling all day yesterday.
Okay, great. So let's just take a deep breath together. And I recognize relationship is an advanced masterclass. We recognize that each person has their own ways of doing things. Each person has their own core values. Each person believes that this is right, this is wrong, and this is what I want to do today. And that relationship is really about sacrifice and bliss, just like Joseph Campbell, just like anything that we choose to commit to, and whether it be in a relationship or a marriage or anything with a person in a relationship, that we have to know that there's going to be parts where we have to sacrifice, parts where we have to honor their core values, and parts where we have to stay true to ourselves. And so, Teresa, it's really not about giving advice by any way. It's really about you coming to realize, am am I committed to being in this relationship? And if I'm committed in this relationship, what am I willing to sacrifice? Where are those lines in those places for me? And where do I need to put my boundaries and stuff so that I can really truly be in my divine power at all points in time? And the relationships that last and thrive, as we know, are the people that always celebrate their partner. The more you respect and look up to them, it's like anything, what we give love to expands. And so the number one way to destroy a relationship is to tell them they're wrong or look at whatever, and vice versa, right? So it's not about they did this or I did that. It's like we only look at our own self and go, how can I go through this? Honoring myself, but also celebrating them and honoring them without, literally destroying the relationship. Okay.
Mm,
Right. That's the
hmm.
mastery. That's the mastery. Not everybody's cut out for it. You know what I mean? They have to really go, wow, who am I and what am I capable of? And do I want to grow or not? And do I really want to create and make this relationship thrive? Because if we don't celebrate, it's destroying. We're either creating, maintaining, or destroying. That's the three ways of creation, as we know. Okay. You're either creating it into existence, or you're maintaining it, or you're destroying it. So everything in a relationship, how you know for sure you can actually predict a relationship will not work, is by how much each person is destroying it by what they're creating and focusing on within the relationship. Okay? Makes
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally makes sense. And I and
Yeah.
I I really get this is the opportunity. This is so taking a deep breath in, just taking the hands, placing them in front of the heart. Just feeling this so much for the collective, realizing that there's, stress brings out the best and the worst in us, right? And that it magnifies all of our strengths and all of our things we need to still work on. And really it helps us really get clear of what we are actually committed to. This is the beautiful thing about fires. They are literally that which transforms. And to think about even the people that lost their homes and everything, imagine what really matters out of it. And that's what happened even right here, right now for you yesterday. That this is the fire energy coming through all of us, which is really leaving us with what do we actually care about, what really matters to us, and getting so clear in that so that we can actually energize it with love and harmony only, because that to which we energize with love exponentially grows, and that which we look at as separate, divided, or wrong destroys. And so I know right now this is the divine opportunity. This is a perfect, 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 divinely planned thing for you and your boyfriend, for you to get more clarity of who you are and what you're really committed to. I simply know this. In the name of truth, I recognize you are the divine force. You are a divine, eternal spiritual being, and you know, and your emotions have brought you right here today for you to remember the power of who you are. We say this in the name of truth again. As together we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
So good. Such a great question. Thank you so much for coming today. Have a beautiful, blessed day.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome.